Welcome back to Jackson and back to JTV, internationally renowned artist and designer Dominic Pangborn, and from the Ellis Sharp Museum, Director of Curatorial Affairs, Harrison Marcotte. Welcome back to the show.
Howdy.
Nice to see you.
Great to see you.
Yeah, it's been a few years since you've been here.
Been that long.
But you live in Jackson. Your art lives in Jackson, particularly at the Ellis Sharp Museum. When you first walk in the door, it's the centerpiece of the entrance of the museum. It's one of your works, which is in motion,
Right.
and that has become your signature. And it's really quite well known because you've got exhibits all over the world.
Yeah.
Most recently, both at the Ellis Sharp Museum, but also the brand new Miami Marlins stadium. You've got a huge painting, which is like 70 feet long.
45 feet long and about 12 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah, but all the figures in the image are bigger than life size, and it's most interesting is just watching the people look at it, because the art itself doesn't move, but the viewer moves their head slightly. The painting looks like it's being moved, you know.
Well, this is a painting that I saw in person just 2 weeks ago, Dominic, at St. Bonaventure Monastery in Detroit. We took a tour, and I knew nothing about this, but Father Casey, who is a candidate for sainthood.
Right.
This is a portrait, which it looks, and I saw it, I was standing 20 feet from it, and I had to back up, and as I backed up, it looked like it was moving with me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when they asked me to do the piece, they said, they wanted just a portrait, maybe 30 by 40 inch. And when I saw the wall, I said, no, it can't be. I said, it needs to have something that really has what I call wow factor, And so I came up with the idea, and it was going to be a 10 feet by 10 feet piece. And of course, there's no door in the building that could accommodate that. So I had to actually do it inside the church or the center for about 2 months. I had all this scaffolding and stuff. And
like Michelangelo.
I'm literally on the ground, upside down, and trying to figure how to do things, underneath, and how this is going to go up there and how it's going to hang. I think that was the biggest challenge, was that, okay, I can do this, but how am I going to get it up there, and then it's going to stay there and not fall on somebody and that kind of thing. And I tried to get several engineers involved in it, and no one to touch it, And so I just had to use my own sense to come up with a solution.
Well, it's awesome, and it does make such a statement when you arrive at the center. I encourage everyone to check it out. Everyone's heard of the Capuchin Soup Kitchens.
Right.
And that's where it is, those brothers in that monastery.
Yeah.
Now, Harrison, we're welcoming Dominic back to the Ellis Sharp Museum for what?
Well, it's going to be his last show, really. Dominic is, he's relocating, and he was gracious enough to pull a lot of pieces out of his studio and out of storage, which is kind of the theme of the show, Uncrated, because he had to uncrate a lot of the pieces. That piece that you referenced is going to be there. But yeah, we're having a final exhibit of all of his work that he's lent to us. It opens. Oh geez, it opens in 2 days from now.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have a
day after tomorrow.
Yeah, day after, yeah. Yeah, actually, that piece is one of the last ones we have yet to hang.
Yeah.
Dominic, I've been in your studio, and I would wonder how on earth can you narrow down the pieces that you've chosen for this exhibit, because there's just so much.
Well, this one was rather very easy, because these were all my personal pieces that I was actually had it crated, boxed, and these were going to all go shipped to Philippines. They were going to go with me. So when the idea of doing this show, and was that's why the Uncrated is the I had to open all these and I had to figure out, do I have enough pieces? And actually I had more than enough, and we did do a great job of filling up every space.
Yeah, it's a great looking exhibit. I mean, we may be biased, but it's a great looking exhibit.
Well, it's so appropriate that Ella Sharp Museum is hosting this, I would say, farewell perspective, because you're leaving, you are moving to the Philippines.
Right.
Well, we'll be sad to see you go.
Well, I would never say bye, because who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I may create some things that's, over there that I may want to bring over here to showcase. And so I'm very, very excited, because I look at this as not just simply moving, but it's almost like a new adventure, Try something I haven't done before. And I look at it, I'm 71, so I have to look at the idea there might be my last sort of aura to do something, different. And so I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, we have some shots of some of the pieces that will be on display at the Ella. You've got, I think several distinctions to your artwork, and color is one.
I think color is definitely, I think there is a natural colors that just comes to me freely. I've been asked by colorists who would come to me and says, how do you do it? Do what? Your colors. You put colors together that it just shouldn't be working, but you make it work beautifully, I don't even think twice. It's all natural,
And it really, when you graduated from Lumen Christi, you did not think you were going to have a career in art at that point.
I really, honestly, I had no intention. I said art school was, artists were always had issues of, survival, I would say, like, health-wise, and also, starving, and, the whole phrase starving artist. And I came to America to really, I want to succeed and be able to go back to Korea to find my mother and find my brothers and sisters and help them, financially. So art wasn't something I had expected. So when I graduated, art was not something I had any intention. It was my Spencer Pangborn, my dad, when he said, why don't you go to art school? I had no idea what art school was. And when he said the phrase, there's no English in art school, that's when I lit up, because I was having trouble with English.
Now, this is a photograph.
No, that's a
a painting.
That's
oh my gosh.
Painting, of my wife. We were in Australia just before the COVID, and we were cruising, and she was sitting in the back, and she looked so relaxed, and I took a photograph of her, and I just thought it was beautiful. I had to paint it,
Beautiful.
Yeah, these are all paintings, even though they look super realism. This is myself. I was in Nova Scotia, and there must have been a wedding or something. They had this frame with some sheer hanging through, and it was just so beautiful. I just saw a picture of myself walking through and see the background,
Beautiful.
This was actually inspired by a TV, one of the movies of the Zulu King, and I just wanted to do something that's just very dramatic and powerful, and so I decided to put the elephant tusk up in the foreground, and the elephant just looks so massive in the background, This was a series of paintings. Poppies are very, very well known with me. Everybody, virtually every collector has my poppy paintings. And so this was a triptych. There's 3 of them like that. This one is huge. This one is about 10 feet by 7 feet. And this was done on a Memorial Day. I mean, literally on a Memorial Day. I believe it was year 2000. And it was 102 degrees, super hot. And I'm painting this outside in that heat, so hot and humid. And paint was literally sizzling on that. And when I got done and I went to pick it up, I couldn't even touch the board. It was so hot. I had to literally go put on a glove.
Wow. Well, the way you describe that, you can almost see the heat in that painting.
It was, I tell you, it was just the hottest day. And of all the days, I picked that day to do it.
Harrison, this exhibit opens this Thursday. Tell us about Thursday night. What's planned?
So the exhibit opens on this Thursday. So it's, next Thursday we're gonna have like a big kind of a reception, not really an opening reception, but an artist reception. Dominic will be there. There'll be food, drinks, merriment, but it'll be a chance to kind of hang out with us and talk with Dominic. And I think you've got a speech.
Yeah, well, not so much speak, but I'm gonna have a sort of reflection of my days in Jackson and what was interesting and it's just the great times I had. I mean, one of my moments I really loved about Jackson was I got to work at McDonald's on Prospect, and McDonald's really taught me at that age to understand business and what it takes and so on. I was just literally so impressed how a company like that could take a teenager, 16 years old, and with 4 weeks of 4 hours of training, during that 4 weeks, we're talking about 4 hours only, 1 hour a week, that by end of that 4 weeks, I could open and close that restaurant every day.
I know Jackson is in your fondest memories, and it's great to hear why. I think life in the United States started for you in Jackson at the age of 10, right?
Right.
And you've come back many times. I know you love it here.
Yeah.
Harrison, few things while we're here. I want to mention for our viewers, you've got a speakers series coming up, and that next one is October 18.
Yeah. So we've had this Jackson County Historical Society history series. The next speaker will be October 18th, just on just the history of Jackson, late 19th century through the early 20th century. We've got that coming up. We also have a big fall festival coming up this weekend, so we're really hoping that the weather kind of wingers through this 80 degrees. It's supposed to get a little colder, but we'll see how it goes.
It's going to be more fall-like.
Yeah, but it should be a great time. There'll be tons of pumpkins, so come get your fall on at that one. And then Dominic's reception next Thursday. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you should totally get them because they are going pretty quick.
It'll sell out. All summer long, all your things have sold out. Yeah. And you also have the macrame workshop coming up.
Yeah, we've got a busy few weeks ahead of us. A lot of stuff coming up. We lead these every other week, but these are great. People who come out love them. So join us.
Dominic, I'm going to recommend to Stephen Hogwood, who owns the Prospect McDonald's, that a plaque should go up. Dominic Pangborn worked here as a teenager. I think that would be very appropriate for that spot. Yeah. And it's nice to hear that's one of your fond memories of Jackson.
Yeah. There's many others, but yeah.
Do you have any art up in that McDonald's?
No. I had really back then. I don't know why, but when they first introduced the Big Mac to in Jackson, we didn't have any photographs of the hamburger and stuff, and so I don't what possessed, but I went and did a big, huge painting about 30 by 40 inch size, and I gave it to the manager, Tom Johnson, who showed it to Mr. Sigmund, and he was so taken by it, and then he found out more information about me and how I operated, and I did things so quickly, and I learned things so quick that they were like, very impressed then. And actually, he invited me into his office and offered to pay my way to if I wanted to go to McDonald University. And but then I was naive and didn't know anything about that kind of things, and who knows where I'd be, but not that I regret, but it would have been a life changer.
That's awesome. I wonder where that painting of that Big Mac is today. It'd be interesting. If anybody knows, we'd love to know. But we'll look forward to seeing you at the celebration event, opening celebration event, Thursday, October 12th. In the meantime, make plans to go at some point during the exhibit. But as Harrison said, this probably will sell out, so don't delay. Dominic, it's great seeing you again. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Yeah.
Dominic Pangborn and Harrison Marcotte. Lots more coming up.